In the previous video, we talked about how in large organizations, there's probably a natural step of engaging a group of early enthusiasts, of first followers. Now, everything I said in that video, in small organization could apply to the entire organization, right? You can invite everybody in the organization to an all-hands meeting and share with them what I suggested you might share with a group of first followers. But in large organizations, after you've engaged the first followers and they start moving and changing some things, there comes a moment where it's time to talk about this with the entire organization, and that is actually quite tricky. And so I just want to share with you a piece of advice I've heard that made a lot of sense to me, and that is that when you start addressing the entire large organization, there's value in being really careful of not making a big ta-da announcement of it, right? In a previous video, I talked about the fact that I think it's a bad idea to give this change a name, to turn it into a program with the name. And this is sort of in the same vein. There's a real risk when you're in a large organization that if you make too much of a ta-da, you create all sorts of false expectations, because then people will expect that something changes in the next week or the next month. In large organizations, things take time. And so that might create disappointment or cynicism. By making such a big announcement, you also might create a lot of resistance or a lot of uncertainty. And so I think there's value in being humble. And so that makes for almost a contradictory injunction here. You want to invite everybody into that journey because that's how the journey is going to get started, but you don't want to make a big ta-da announcement. I have a sense that the best way to go about that is to speak just quite humbly, but frequently. So don't make a big ta-da announcement, but maybe write a blog post, maybe you do a video call, maybe you do in the internal newsletter. I mean, just at every possible step, you simply talk about what's important for you. Simply share, the hopes of where you want the organization to go, and simply say that you're supporting everybody and inviting everybody to join in that. And in that way, the announcement is both low-key, but is something that speaks to everyone and that everybody who resonates with can start latching onto and can start joining. Something else that I think you can do is share with people a number of videos and books that you find inspiring, so that it broadens their understanding and their horizon of what's possible. And there I would urge you not to give them just one single book. So I've heard from quite a number of organizations where leaders have given out copies, for instance, of my book to everyone. And in some ways, of course, that makes me happy. But I think it's actually a bad idea if you just give out one single author or one single book or one single type of thinking, because quite quickly some people might say, oh, what is this? My CEO has a new guru. And that might actually not help the effort. Whereas if you share freely a number of different videos and books, then people notice that, hey, there's this sort of whole movement of change around us that different people write about. And so, hey, why not us? Maybe we can become one of these organizations that all these people talk about.